Hello there, Internet. Version2 here with the react for the fifth and final character for the Fighters Pack of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. A presentation where the character is going to be revealed and then discussed all in one go, which is very exciting and very different to what they've done for all the other characters for this. It's actually the same way that they did Bayonetta for the first game, when they announced Bayonetta and showed off her demonstration in the one video, but they haven't done it at all for Ultimate at this point. It's about 4 minutes to 1 in the morning for me. It's just a great time for everyone in the US and for me in Australia for this, because it's like 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 a.m. says right there on the fucking screen for that. So I apologize if my setup that I've got for my webcam right now, with just my phone blaring a bright fucking light in my face, is like shining all that in there, and if my hair's a fucking mess or my skin shaving and everything is just awful. I've been so excited to see the direct that I haven't been able to concentrate on preparations for the bash. I'm just trying to not think about how dead I'm going to be at work, considering I'm working 10 hours in like 6 hours. I've had a little bit of a sleep. I'm going to want a little bit of sleep. I don't know how the fuck it's going to work. Not important for what we're doing right now. I can worry about that in half an hour. We have one character left. Now, I've been saying since before they announced the first character for the fighter pack that I want fucking Dante. I've also been saying I want Kiryu. Everyone, and by everyone I mean a lot of people, pardon me, seem so fucking adamant that this is going to be Dante. Because the Devil May Cry Twitter has been putting out things of, yo, we're releasing Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition for the Switch. Stay tuned on our social media things on these 3 dates for things that we're going to announce for it. Now, people didn't watch the fucking video on Twitter that Matt Walker put up about, yo, we're feeling motivated for DMC3 SE. So stay tuned on social media on these 3 dates, one of them being January 16th, and everyone just saw Devil May Cry Twitter say, look on January 16th for exciting news, assuming they meant the direct, which fucking no. Matt Walker explicitly said it was for that, which they did do that. They did it earlier today, and they're adding fucking on-the-fly style switching to DMC3 Special Edition, which is just incredibly exciting in of itself. Like, DMC3 SE is coming out soon. There's been a big push for Devil May Cry on Switch, so I can understand that. And I've been saying Dante since the first one. I still think Dante is a good pick and a relatively likely pick. I don't think he's a shoo-in. I don't think he's guaranteed for this. He's the one I want the most. Whether he's the most likely or not, who the fuck knows? But I mean, like, if you're talking about all the characters that people are throwing around, Sora, Dante, Master Chief, Doom Guy, Reimu, is that her name? The girl from Toho. Fucking 2B, Rayman. Honestly, even as far as things like Minecraft Steve, this Fighters Pack has been fun fucking characters 4 out of 4. Some of the best characters that are in the fucking game are in this Fighters Pack. There's only been one for me that I particularly cared about on a personal level of who the character was. But it was motherfucking Terry Bogard, so I'm sure as shit not going to complain whoever the hell this is, because I got motherfucking Terry Bogard. But I mean, whoever it is, I'm excited for, because all these characters have been fucking incredible to play as. And whoever it is, there is going to be people who are like, that's my character. And if other people get to feel that I got to feel with Terry Bogard, then I'm fucking happy. But I'm also kind of happy for myself if, you know, it is fucking Dante. Or the other Capcom person that it could be, Monster Hunter. So there's so many options. In terms of likeliness to not likeliness, for me it comes down to what Sakurai was saying about the character being relevant isn't the most important thing. It's how fun they are to play. It's why I think someone like Minecraft Steve is nowhere near as likely, because giving him a fully fleshed moveset from his game is way harder. And there definitely seems to be a focus with their newer characters that they've done for Ultimate, like from Inkling onwards, where their movesets are very, very, very much derived very explicitly from their games. Way more. I mean, even back to 64 and Melee, their movesets didn't quite match up super much with how they played in game. They did take a lot more creative liberties there, where, like, you look at the way Inkling, Ridley's a bit hard to say because he never plays Ridley, but K. Rool especially, Simon, Terry, and everything. But even like Banjo and Hero, they play the way that they play in their games. So for me, characters like 2B, Rayman, Sora, yes, Dante, Monster Hunter, are the characters who can do that.
Hello everyone, I'm Masahiro Sakurai, director of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate from Sora
But
Limited.
no matter what, I'm excited. Wow, it's a bit loud. I'm gonna turn it down.
We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter. Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide.
Oh wow!
The development
They really
team
kept
and
this
other
on fucking
stakeholders
log.
have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy, which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast.
So it's not going to be.
So it won't
it's
be
not going to
available
be
right
within
away.
a day. Okay,
Please
that's
understand
fair.
that it will take a
That's
little time.
fair. They
I
said
think even
February
many Nintendo
initially.
employees
So.
will be surprised to see this and say, "Wow, really?"
I'm so fucking curious what they've got. Like
So,
this is
let's all
5
share in
of
the fun
5.
of getting
This
our
is the
hands
last
on the
one.
latest
Surely they're gonna want to
information.
make it fucking big, right?
However, even if you say,
Part of the reason why I
"That's not the
don't think it's
character
gonna
I
be
was
Dante.
picturing,"
Dante,
I hope you
Dante's
don't
big
have
enough
any
to be
hard
the final
feelings. We prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly.
Ooh.
Now, let's do this.
Ooh, okay. Let's fucking go. Are they actually doing Byleth?
The time has finally come.
Surely they're not
to
actually doing
unleash the
Byleth for the
forbidden
end of this,
spell
right?
Zaharas upon our enemies.
I feel like they're showing Byleth to be. There's no way they would use the last pack to actually be Byleth, right?
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one,
If it's
I
actually
too am trapped
Byleth?
within this void. In time, our hearts
They
and
chose like
minds
one of the
will
few
cease to
options
be.
that would actually be disappointing for me. Holy
Are
shit.
you prepared to die? I thought as much. I also do not wish to die. And yet... there is no other choice. You must join Smash.
Huh?
Join Smash Brothers already! What in the world are you waiting for?
So joining Smash consumes even the darkness itself.
Wow. They actually did it. They chose the bad option for the end of the Fighters pack. Unless this is not part of the Fighters pack, because I haven't seen a stage.
So you return, and sooner than expected. I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well? What will you do? Huh. So that is how you plan to win the day? So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
What is happening?
How is this?
They're giving everyone what they wanted and giving us a Fire Emblem character that doesn't use swords. And by that I mean people would have rated a third-party character way more.
With Arid Fire, strike with superior reach. Use Amir's overwhelming power.
Show a stage so you can confirm this is the Fighters pack.
Unleash the blinding
They
speed
haven't
of Byleth.
shown a
Along
stage.
with the sword of the creator, each weapon matches a direction.
They haven't shown a stage. Oh, there it is.
Your will and mine be now as one. To you, both sides of time are revealed.
Wow, you actually found the disappointing option. Wow, I'm fucking shocked. You actually found the disappointing option. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that you actually like managed to.
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I'm impressed
joining
you
the
managed to
battle.
disappoint everyone. Congratulations.
Fire Emblem Three Houses was released just last summer, so it's still very new. Even so, you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This
was
is
the
planned for
joke
January
people were
28th.
saying.
You'll have instant access if you have
This
the
was
Super
the
Smash
joke.
Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will
This
also
was
be
the
available
joke
for
people were
purchase
saying
individually.
today.
In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry.
This was the
First
joke.
off, what is Fire Emblem? It's really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if
How?
I just say Fire Emblem.
How?
But when writing it, if you don't write Fire
How do you have
Emblem,
the
Fire
four-
Emblem police will come and get you, so please be careful.
How do you have the first
The
four
series' first entry
be
launched
these
in Japan
wild,
on the Famicom in 1990.
fan-loved,
You could say it was a
third
pioneer in
party,
the genre of tactical role-playing
his
games.
game
You
of
might be
history
wondering what makes it
defining, history of
particularly
gaming
tactical.
defining characters.
Well, it's
And then the
tactical
final
in
one's
that it
actually
simulates
another
combat.
Fire Emblem character.
You can think of it as moving pieces in a board game. Or in other words, a game in which you advance units across a grid and battle.
Yeah, it's a Nintendo game. Fire Emblem Three Houses, I'm pretty sure, sold pretty well. We know
When
how
we talk
Fire
about
Emblem
tactical
works.
games of that
Especially
era,
Nintendo
there were
fans.
lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a specific character, sort of like in role-playing games.
Wow. I just...
Plus, something
Like, they
that would
have
stand
to
out
know
from
people are
other
going to be
Nintendo
disappointed by
products.
this, right? Like, they have to know that.
Characters could permanently die.
They have to know people are
That's
going to be
pretty
disappointed
direct
by
language,
this.
though, so
They
perhaps
have
we
to
should
know that
just
people are
say
going to be
they're
annoyed.
Sleeping with the fishes. But really, if a character fell in battle, you lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them again.
I mean, I'm starting up
Recent
this
entries
game
in the
soon.
series maintain this
I put
concept
the
of
poll at
permadeath to
people
some
and
degree in
Fire
classic
Emblem
mode
Three
and what
Houses
have you.
1, what's going to replace
But a
Astral
lot of
Chain.
games now
So I'm going to
allow
start this soon.
strategic withdrawals.
And
so
from
to
what I
speak.
understand, Three Houses is way closer to
In
what
the older
I liked
games,
about
your units would
Awakening
really be
compared to
gone,
Fate.
never to be
The
mentioned
whole
again.
reason I didn't play
Scary.
Three Houses in the first place, I was worried it was going to be as bad as Fate's
The
again.
game's stories are told like
Apparently
chronicles
it's
of
way
war,
closer
with
to Awakening in
increasingly
terms of the
distinct
quality of the
characters
writing and the
engrossing
characters and everything.
scenarios.
And the focus of the stuff that isn't the maps and is the
Several
side things
characters also
has
appear in the Super
way
Smash
more of a
Brothers
focus, so
series,
it's actually
and 6 of
engaging
the
and fun,
7 can use a
unlike Fate's
counterattack.
where it was a
It's their
chore.
down special. There's actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem Fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn. And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series.
Which is funny, because that's how many Fire Emblem characters
People
we
who
have in
aren't
Smash
Japanese
now.
in particular might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many? Well, if you include Fire Emblem Heroes in the remakes, but you don't include the Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games.
Aw,
Let's
poor
try
Sharp
saying them
FE.
in the Fire
It's
Emblem
getting
Can You
released
Say It
like
challenge.
what? Like in a few days or
I'll
so
give it
or
a try.
something?
暗黒竜と光の剣、外伝紋章の謎、聖戦の系譜、トラキア776、封印の剣劣化の剣。
So I'm using my phone as my light, so I can't check Twitter to see how pissed off people are right now.
覚醒イフヒーローズエコーズ風化設立。
There you go, 17.
That's what that pose is? You saying 17?
変な数え方してます。
So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right?
Three houses.
I was counting in binary.
つまりこれが全部
This is 0. Fold this here and you get 1, and then you get 2. Then 2 plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it? You can actually count
Why am I
up to
not surprised
31
that
on one hand.
Sakurai can count in binary on his fucking
And
hands?
if you use both
Why am I
hands,
not
you can count
surprised
all the
by
way
this
up
at
to
all?
1023.
畳の数を数える根の数を数える
If you've given up counting the knots in a tatami mat, you could always give it a go.
He's looking at counting in binary. What the fuck
What
is this
Fire Emblem
presentation?
Three Houses?
Other than immediately disappointing, because
Japanese,
wow,
the
I
male
can't
version
believe
of the
they
main character
actually
is
went
called
for
Byleth,
this.
and the female version is called Byleth. But in English, they share the same name, Byleth. Byleth becomes
you
a
made the
professor
fifth
who ends
one!
up leading one of
You
three
made the
academic
fifth one.
houses.
This is why.
Once you've chosen a house,
This
you guide
is
them through
why
their school life, and,
They said
well,
there was
you
going to
end
be
up
more
fighting the other
characters.
houses.
Because they knew if they made the final
After
character
a
for the
certain incident,
entirety of
5 years
Ultimate fucking
pass, and you meet up
Byleth,
with
that
your
people
grown-up
would
students to battle against
yes.
the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies
Will
become
we get an
enemies,
announcement
turn hostile, and try to kill you.
of who is the first
To
post-Fighters Pack
understand the
character
concept
at the end
of
of
Fire Emblem
this.
Three Houses,
To
I
try
played an
and
early
get
version of the
people
game before
still
its release.
hype. Because wow.
I've done the same thing
Wow.
before with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example.
Like, it's not strictly
Because
that
I couldn't wait until launch to experience
sure
it, or
Byleth
we'd have
is
never
gonna be
made it
fun.
in time.
I
For
will
that
probably
title, I
enjoy
borrowed an early
Byleth. I
version
do
of the
enjoy the
game
Fire
for
Emblem
2 days,
characters
ran
in this
around
game.
all the areas,
And
saw
the
the
ones that take
and
a
realized
twist
for
on
the
it,
first
Robin
time,
and Karin are still
I guess
fun.
we can't really have Breath
Like,
of
I'm
the
sure
Wild
she'll
Princess
still be
Zelda
fun.
as a fighter.
Yes, she. Obviously, she.
I did the same this time,
Like, I imagine
but with
it's
there
still gonna
being
be
3
fun,
houses
but
and
it's
multiple
like-
endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it.
Just
And of course, there weren't
surely
any
the
walkthroughs
context
I
of what
could
the Fighters Pack has been and the fact that this is the final one.
The game
Like,
has
they have
multiple
to
routes,
know
and
this
the
is gonna
outcome
piss
of each
people
is
off.
very different. Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand.
I'd hope so, because I am planning on playing
Before my
it soon.
demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for the holidays and such, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video's release. Right now, it's actually November.
Oh, Jesus.
Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version. As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration
Like,
purposes.
just...
Here I go.
Like, we actually got this exact same situation as before launch, where it was just like, Inkling, Ridley,
So, this is
Simon
our new fighter,
Belmont,
Byleth.
King K. Rool, and the last one's Incineroar. Another Pokemon
Sadly,
when
they're
we're at a
lacking
lot
in
of
mobility.
Pokemon.
It's maybe
Like,
a
we're
bit
actually
better
doing
than
the
Robin, but
exact
that's about
same
all you
thing
can say
again,
for
so I guess it shouldn't be that
Throws are
surprising.
not their strong point either. They're
Ability
grab
low,
attacks
cool,
range.
the reason why
But
I suck
actually,
playing
you
as
could
Robin.
say that they're distance demon. The hero's relic they use changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics is a weapon that appears in Fire Emblem Three Houses. They look like bones, and there's a reason for that.
They're all Monster Hunter
First,
weapons.
let's talk about the weapon Byleth uses for upward inputs, the Sword of the Creator. The Sword of the Creator here is Byleth's default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip. They also
Okay,
use the sword for dash attacks and other moves.
People
For their
didn't want
up smash
Dante or Sora because
They'll
they
whip
were
the sword
anime sword
upward to launch
fighters.
enemies in the air. For their up air attack, they'll wave the whip sword overhead.
I mean, that looks
The
cool.
hit detection for this attack lasts for a relatively long time. The up special move is really something.
Like,
The
again,
sword
I'll
extends
probably
like
enjoy
this,
playing as this character.
allowing you
It's
to do things
just
like this.
with what
It was
the
pretty
options
terrifying how I
were
knocked him into the air with
and
an
the
attack.
context of what the
And in
Fighters Pack
addition,
has been. Is that an
you can
up
do
B
awful
that
things
spikes?
like this.
Is that an up B that spikes? What the
That
fuck?
said, you'll launch opponents upward until their damage reaches a certain percentage.
Oh, so it only immediately spikes when it's gonna kill them. Okay.
Exceed that percentage and you'll need to be careful. You may find it helpful to mid-air dodge. I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges.
So yeah, a tether
So,
recovery.
that's the
So
up special.
immediately
Now,
low
for the
mobility
sideways
tether
attacks.
recovery.
This is Erdvar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic mythology.
I mean, I appreciate that they've got a Naginata. I
First,
can
we'll go
appreciate
through the
that.
forward and back air attacks. As you can see, they have a long reach. Like so. Marth's air attack keeps opponents in check too, right? If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out, so you should be able to beat it. Next,
I was just gonna
the
say, you're
side
just
smash
gonna do
attack.
Moth
This
Fair
also
with
has
just
a
like a
long range.
huge fucking
It'll
range.
connect even from here. Also, if you add an upward tilt, it will be stronger.
So
And
punch
if
him
you
in the
knock an
face.
opponent down,
Yes,
the
punch
side
him in the
attack
face
won't
with the
hit
glaive.
unless you add a downward tilt to aim for them. By the way,
can't
the
fucking
tip of the
believe
lance
it's
is
another
more
fucking
powerful.
Fire Emblem character. I can't fucking
The
get over
shaft
it.
part is weaker,
I can't fucking believe they did it.
so it's not suited to close combat. It won't deal much damage, and it won't launch opponents far.
It's another fucking Fire Emblem character.
That's why, as a rule, you want to hit with the blade part aimed
Again, they're
upward,
probably still gonna be fun, but it's just like, fuck, man.
or downward in this
You
case.
got to know people were gonna be excited for like, oh my
Next,
god,
the
my
side
Wild
special.
Stream characters is like one of my last chances for them. Maybe they'll get in. And this is no one's
Byleth will
Wild
simply swing the
Dream
lance like
character.
this.
No
But
one's.
again, it is
Even people who
excellent reach.
love Three Houses
For example,
would probably
even
still
when your
be just
opponent
like,
is at this distance, it'll
sure,
still
chuck
hit.
him in like after the Fighters Pack, whatever. Not as part of the Fighters Pack.
Actually, you can do a smash attack to charge forward a little, like this. But as you'd expect, it can be easily shielded, so be careful. Use it in midair and you'll carve up a large area. Returning to the side air attacks from earlier, they have great horizontal reach, but they lack verticality. So this complements it well, although you'll be vulnerable when you land. Now, for the downward inputs. For these, Byleth will use an axe called Emir.
Like, it might have been a case
It's
where it
named
was
after a
just
weapon that appears in Ugaritic mode.
being other stages and other
First, the
music
down
and
air
other
attack.
things. They may not have
It
had
really
the
is
licensing
strong.
money to be able to do another whole stage and
You can try
music
for a
and
meteor effect
spirits
with
and
this
everything on
attack.
top of the character for it.
Next
But then
is
don't
the
make
down
this the
smash
last
attack.
one. Like, make
Heavy
Terry the
swing
final
with
one and
axe
make
back
this
and
one
forth.
fourth.
As you can see, it has a great deal of launch power.
Just being the last of the fighters
And
back.
for the
it's
down
like,
special,
fuck.
Byleth channels all their energy into a devastating strike. It's a bold move, similar to the Falcon Punch, but here's what makes it different.
Falcon Punch on down B.
When readying the move, there's a super armor effect,
Oh, so it's Warlock Punch then.
which allows you to withstand an attack. Just so you know, if you execute a Falcon Punch at about the same time, it plays out like this. It's a bit slower than the Falcon Punch, but due to the super armor effect, you have the advantage. Unless you get grabbed.
Oh.
Another notable aspect is that it lets you pass through platforms. While you're charging up, you can breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area.
That
It
is...
won't let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
It's an awfully specific
Also,
feature
you can
for
turn
a
around
move.
during the move. The swing takes a while, so if an opponent runs behind you during the move, you can quickly change direction. Even though it can be hard to land a
Again,
hit
this
with
isn't the
move,
final character for Smash
it can
Ultimate,
be
so there
really
is still
effective
more.
when used against
Again, if
a
this
group
was
of
the
opponents.
final character for Smash Ultimate, then people would be even more pissed.
Plus, even if you fail to land
But
a
it means,
direct
like,
hit,
we may not
any
get up.
opponents on the
Because they
ground
haven't
nearby
said
will
whether
still be
other
launched a
characters that
little.
are coming later are going to be Fighters Packs, aka coming with
It's as
stage
if the
music.
quaking
It
of
may
the ground
just
launches
be the
them.
characters on their own. So,
By the way, earlier I talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem.
if you want to hear a
characters'
Smash
moves.
Ultimate remix of Shall
I
Never
don't
Surrender,
recommend
not
using
happening
this down
now.
special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get loads of counters. It hits with that much power in a single attack. Counters can actually multiply the power of blocked attacks, and using easily anticipated attacks like this could just get you hit by counter after counter.
It's a Fire Emblem character that's bad
Next,
against
we have the
other
neutral
Fire Emblem
moves.
characters.
The bow you use is called Failnaught, which shares its name with the bow from the Knights of the Round Table. It only appears in a few neutral moves. You've got the neutral air attack. This attack is similar to a
Spin
move
the
of
bow.
Pit's and other fighters like him. It lets you spin the weapon around. It's also easy to create certain combos with it. And with the neutral special, you'll let loose an arrow.
Also, this makes
It seems pretty straightforward,
Female
right?
Byleth as not the main
But there
Byleth,
are
but
a
the
few
secondary
noteworthy
Byleth,
aspects to this
and
bow.
Kazooie, the side character, the banjo
First,
that you play as
the
the
biggest
only female
difference
characters
between
for
this bow
DLC.
and Link's is that once you enter the command, you can keep charging until it's ready. You can't release it partway through the charge, so when it does fire, the arrow travels at high speed. It's also very powerful. That said, you can still cancel out of the stance using the shield button. You can also change direction while in the stance.
Like, this character seems
It
less
works up until
different to
this
Fire
point,
Emblem
but-
characters than Corrin did.
If you keep holding the button, you'll unleash a powerful arrow that looks like a beam of light. You can perform
well, that's
this
a bit
move by keeping the button held down. You charge up power like so, charge a bit more, and then fire. But again, you'll need to take care when using this move. For one, when you've powered up the move to its max, there's no way to cancel out of it, not even with the shield button. In other words, you're committed to firing it. So you see, a situation like this is pretty terrible.
They showed off more ways to
Once you've
counter
entered
this
the stance,
character than to use this character
You
in the
won't be
midst of
able to do
combat.
anything. Which means it's quite the risky attack to use against fighters who have a move with a reflector effect. But you could always just aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move, letting you deal a sudden blow to opponents.
That was like almost 30
So, you
on a
need to think
projectile
carefully
that
when
was
using this projectile
stage
weapon.
wide. Jesus.
Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game,
What a hell of a fucking extra name
This
for
is
it.
an
Holy
enhanced
shit.
version. As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an attack together.
Like, I made a tweet about how it would be hard for me to be disappointed
Now,
by a
let's talk about the
character
color variations.
because I
It's
trust
set up
them to
so
make
that
any
the
character
default
that they
and
could have
odd-numbered
done
color variations
fun.
are male, while the even-numbered
And this
ones
isn't
are
about
female.
it not being
However,
fun,
the
just
third, fourth, and fifth
still
colors
disappointing.
are, as you can see,
Okay, that's
reminiscent of the
that's
house
cute.
colors.
That's cute.
Those of you who played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to.
That is
The
cute.
sixth color is based on Sothis, who you just saw earlier. And the seventh and eighth variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game's story. Didn't
Is that
we
a
see
different
this
hair color?
variation in the final smash?
It's green. Is it green the normal hair color? Okay.
Next, I'll introduce the stage.
Oh no, blue. Oh, okay.
For this one, we of course tried to recreate the place where you spend most of the
Soon,
game.
when Astral Chain's
Garrick
done,
Mott
I'm playing
Monastery.
3 houses.
This is how Garrick Mott Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through
How is the third floor
Marketplace,
so tiny?
Reception Hall, Bridge, and Cathedral, all in one stage.
Oh, because it's just part of the cathedral. The whole bottom part's just the town. Okay.
It's the type of stage that
about to
rotates
say.
through different areas, such as these 4. Let me introduce each of the guests that appear in these 4 areas. The first area is the
Everyone shout your
marketplace.
waifus in chat when they appear.
I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear here are students of the Blue Lion's house, Dimitri, Dedu, and Ingrid. Not Dimitri, Dudu, or Ingrid. Their names are a bit difficult to say. They're largely from the Holy Kingdom
Ingrid's
of
kinda
Fargus.
cute.
Since it's a kingdom, that
I'm
means they
judging
have a
this to
monarchy.
decide which house
For that
I
reason,
start
I guess
with.
you could say
The
Dimitri's
3
the
houses,
future
so you
king.
got a lot of
He had quite a
impressions to make
difficult
on me
life
right
and
now,
may or may not
background
end up with
characters.
just one eye.
So far, Ingrid is
He's an
kind of cute and the other
unfortunate
2
one,
are... Alright.
There are vendors on either side. In the original game, these are important booths where you buy all sorts of things. But
Here you destroy the shadow. Fuck them up.
here you can break them, you see. If you do break them,
Fuck the economy.
the stage will expand to the left and right. I wonder where people will buy their supplies now.
Too bad. Screw 'em.
And in the background, you can see the gatekeeper. You often pass through
Hi,
this area
gatekeeper.
in Fire Emblem 3 houses, and you end up talking to him a lot. Moving through these areas is possible thanks to this mysterious platform. Just when it seems like you've come to a stop,
Oh, okay. Just shoots up, shoots down, and just
you'll come
smashes through
crashing
everything.
back down. You've broken
Okay.
through the ceiling and slammed into the building. And the guests in the reception
Ooh,
hall are
I'm
Edelgard,
immediately liking this
Dorothea,
house.
and Petra of the Black Eagles. Take note, it's not spelled Edelgard. They're from the Adressian Empire. And as such, they
Dorothea's
embrace their
hat is
military might.
adorable, and I see the way she is posing.
Edelgard is
Dorothea
one of the characters
immediately
who's central
bae.
to the conflict. Depending on the path you take,
And I
she'll
love
go through
Petra's
some
hair and the
terrible
little eye
ordeals.
thing there. Edelgard's a
You'll
bit
notice
plain,
there are
but
prominent
I
chandeliers
appreciate
above
the red
stage.
stockings.
It's
Ooh,
possible to
okay,
knock them
okay.
down.
Red is so far beating blue. It's up to yellow to see
However,
whether yellow's gonna
Byleth
beat
can't
out red in
actually
terms
reach
of
it,
who I
even
play.
though it's their stage. You can reach it with other fighters, though. So, it's nice if you can work
So
your
the
way up
chandeliers
there
is
by getting
a
lucky
really
and
fucking
being launched
high.
up, or perhaps by using another fighter as a stepping stone. There we go, I made it. And you can knock it down. Also, you can break this table,
So are they all walk-offs?
like so.
Is this a traveling
Just
stage
like
with
the
4
sign that
walk-offs?
reads Fudin Kazan in the Suzaku Castle stage, it can break if you launch the opponent into it at close range.
Because it looks like it's a traveling stage with 4 walk-offs.
Next up, the bridge. The camera rotates 90 degrees, creating this long area. It's very wide indeed.
They're all walk-offs, aren't they? Alright, who we got here? The two on the left.
It's similar to
Seem
the
real
bridge of Elden
interesting.
stage.
Person really far on the right. Thank you for.
The guests are from the Golden Deer. Claude,
Ooh,
Hilda, and
okay.
Lawrence.
Claude
They
is
belong to the
definitely
Leicester
number 1
Alliance.
out of all of them. Lorenz is a bit boring. Hilda is cute though. Ooh.
Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you
Ooh,
could
do
say
the
that
power
they
of
have a wide
Claude and
assortment of
Hilda
members.
together beat the power
And
of
Claude is
Petra
the
and
sharpest of the
Dorothea.
bunch.
Ooh.
Incidentally, both Claude and Hilda are the names of characters that appear in Genealogy of the Holy War, the 4th title in the Fire Emblem series. I guess once you've reached the
Well, I
17th
don't know.
game and are creating 40 characters
I don't know.
for each
Dorothea's
new
hat
entry,
is pretty
you're bound
good,
to
but
get a bit
Claude's
of
hair
naming.
and little cape shoulder
The
thing
naming
there are
process
real
must be
good.
tough. Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training. As for the bridge's
Oh, he's
design,
even got,
it's
like,
just a long pathway,
Nice fancy
plain and simple.
Ooh.
You can expect plenty of blows to be exchanged at the edges of the screen. You could also
Face
say it's
and
a place where the
hair-wise,
fail knot really shines.
Claude
and in this
absolutely
sense, I think
wins,
it suits
but-
the Golden Deer perfectly.
I think the hat, the personality flair of Dorothea win out.
The last area is
So
the
it's
cathedral,
Petra and Hilda.
only with
Ooh,
some
ooh.
platforms you can pass through.
Oh, well, it's definitely
The
one of those
guests appearing
two.
in the cathedral
Fuck
are
the blue
Seta,
one.
Flane, and Rhea. There's Seta, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flane. She seems to be
Yeah, I was
under
gonna
the
say, they're all
protection of
family,
him
aren't
and
they?
Rhea, who you can see fighting during the opening of Fire Emblem Three Houses. All
Yeah, they're
three
all
have
family.
character quirks related to their true identities. I feel that Flame might be saying shush at this point, so I'll leave it at that. This is a simple area of the stage. All it has are these platforms.
They look like
Being the last
typical.
area, it may be a place where some intense battles
We are
will
the
be waged.
religious sect, so we're gonna dress extra as
It'll
fuck.
cycle through
Yeah, it's a
each
traveling
location
stage with
in about
4
2.5
walk-offs.
minutes.
It's a traveling stage with 4 walk-offs.
Okay, today we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the DLC team pitted against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages.
Man.
That'll give us
Joker,
precisely 5
Hero,
players per side.
Banjo, another Fire Emblem.
Alright, here
Man,
we
when
go,
you line them
Joker.
up like that.
Joker! And Hero! Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo! By now, I think you know what I'm doing.
Getting to Terry, the real
Basically,
guy.
I'm trying to defeat all
Oh,
5 opponents with just the professor here.
no. Okay.
But as expected, it's going
starting
to be
with the blue
pretty
shells,
tough
that makes it a
battle,
bit
so I'm using
easier.
anything I can get my hands on. It's not going to land that easily.
I mean, at least you're going up
this
against
is
Robin,
bad.
the other slow one.
Then again,
Get
I better
annihilated.
keep my distance.
Just lose. Get 9.9 on
use
classic
this chance to
momentary and
attack.
don't even be able to defeat 5 people.
Got it.
There we go.
That's scary. He's invincible for a moment here. Lots of explosives. Ouch.
Man, Byleth seems slow on the
Perfect
on
shield
the
with that.
startup of a lot of attacks.
Good one. If I do this, or like so, No anti-air, huh? There, the soccer ball connected.
I think they're trying to be
Good.
like,
There's Mom.
we took too long playing classic mode with Terry, so we're just gonna do a
You're in
quick
a good
one match
spot, Mom.
thing with this.
Ah, I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir. Well, I guess no one uses projectiles. At this point, it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not.
No, just camp him out. Just fucking dash attack him off the
I
stage.
feel like the enemy might get this smash ball. See? They got it.
That's a critical hit. You get hit by that, you're
But
fucked.
I mustn't give up. I can't waste this chance.
Well, they mean they shielded it a stupid time. Okay.
There's another smash ball. Yes, got it. Now, what are you charging up for?
Boom!
There's still more.
Grab the hammer.
Whack.
No, that's the move that hero
Go on,
used. You
can
killed
take the
him,
hammer.
remember?
But it's mine. Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state. I hit him. I was trying to fight using Byleth's abilities alone, but what matters is that I won. Good game.
You won with like
It can be fun to play like this, especially in tag team. So I think
Like,
it's a
you
good
hardly
idea to
use
try imposing
Byleth's
different
actual
types of
skills.
challenges on
it
yourself.
was like a hammer
The
and a
end.
final smash and a soccer ball that and assist trophy spam. Feels like you're not
Now,
confident
about
playing
the
a
additional
alright.
music.
Alright, okay.
Since it's from the Fire Emblem series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all the Fire Emblem stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in the game. Our selection this time has been made taking those existing tracks into consideration. 11 songs are being added. This includes an
But
arrangement
people
of the main
wanted a
theme
third
in both
party
Japanese
character. You
and
just can't
English.
you can't get past that. And I
hope
don't
you'll
think you
enjoy
can
this as
blame
well.
people either. The precedent was absolutely
We're
set
also
up.
adding in a new spirit board.
And when they announced more characters,
It includes the
than
house leaders
just
among some of the
that,
other popular characters.
he said it was because he wanted to add more worlds to the game.
Sothis is Legend class.
Adding 3 houses
Also,
is not
there's a
adding
new
more
classic
worlds to
mode
the
route,
game.
a
Like,
heroic legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire Emblem stages from throughout the series' history. The final battle is against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
it's probably a spoiler.
Now for the Mii Fighter costumes. Please take a look.
Dante, Gina, Rayman. Just do it. Just do it. Just stab us all in the heart. How much time we got left? Ooh. Ooh, we're at like 3. Wow. Wow. Huh. Okay. As I said Cross Altair, it didn't say Assassin's Creed. Interesting. And that's fair. Altair is a fucking Mii costume? Where the fuck did that come from? X? Didn't we already have? Oh, I thought X was already in there. Oh no, 0 was in there. Sorry. No, I'm playing Mega Man games, I don't know the difference. Oh, this is AXE? Yeah. Altair, really? That's from... Oh. Woo, nice. And like Sans, it totally changes the character too. That's good. That's good. Not worthwhile of a full character, I completely understand. But it does the Sans thing of completely changing it. That's really good. That's really good. And once again, a gunner. Making way more sense to be a gunner than fucking Sans. Okay. Is it weird that I'm more excited about a Cuphead Mii outfit than fucking Byleth? No, it's not, by the way. No, like, look, no, Cuphead and Mugman absolutely do not have a moveset that would warrant like a full fucking moveset of a Smash character. But them being a gun is perfect.
This time, we're releasing a Cuphead costume.
Cuphead. I'll absolutely buy
And for
that
those
one.
of you who
And again,
purchased the
completely
Cuphead
changes it, like
costume,
Sans, so it
an
feels like
additional
actually
song
doing
will be
that.
added.
And Altair is just
It's
covering the
called
whole
Floral
head
Fury,
with that, so it doesn't
and it's
even.
the theme that
It just
plays
looks
when
like.
fighting Cagney Carnation. I hope you enjoy these as well.
I feel like Cagney Carnation is one of the most well-known bosses
After
from that game.
purchasing a costume, I recommend
Whenever I
using the
see,
sharing feature.
whenever I see people
If someone has
post
created a new
like
fighter, you
thumbnails
can
of
play
Cuphead, it's
using the
usually
costume it's wearing
Cagney
immediately
Carnation
after
that
you
they
download it.
fight, like they post while fighting them. So, fair enough.
And now, onto the amiibo.
Hey, more echoes.
The color palette.
Yeah,
for
there's
Dark
not enough
Samus
time
looks
in
pretty
this
good, doesn't
to
it?
really talk
Dark
about
Samus and Richter
what
are
the
planned for
future
release
DLC
on Friday,
characters.
January 17th.
Even like how many of them there's gonna be or anything. There won't be a trailer, I don't think. I don't think there's enough time. Oh, maybe
はい
they will.
そして今回
And now, with the addition of Byleth, the Fighter's Pass is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero, Banjo and Kazooie.
Like, look at
Terry
this!
Bogard,
You
and
have to
Byleth.
understand why Byleth is a disappointing end to it. Like, they have to.
From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added. But I
But
must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter, we don't simply make their attacks or their movements a little different. Instead, we try to offer you a whole new style of play.
Byleth doesn't seem that different. And Banjo doesn't seem super different either, but that's kind of the point. You're meant to feel like
As I
he
stated,
belongs
we'll continue to
way
release
more
more
than the others.
DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Is it another whole pass? It's a whole other fucking pass. Oh! 6. And it does say
Looks like there'll be
Challenger
one more
Pack.
fighter than last time.
It does say
For this
Challenger
reason,
Pack.
we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2.
Volume
It will
2,
be available
okay.
for pre-purchase on the date.
It's a whole
so please
other
keep an eye
Challenger
out.
Pack. It makes me think they're gonna
And
have
now that
stages
it's
and music
official,
again.
we intend to move
So,
ahead with development. Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very
Yeah.
sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed. Like last time, I'd be very grateful if, despite that, you would understand why.
I mean,
and purchase
even
it.
if I knew that Byleth
Furthermore,
was the last
new
character the
additions have
first
already
time,
been decided.
yeah. So stop yelling
Even if
at
I
me
receive
about it on
many
Twitter.
requests regarding potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them. But I still hope you'll look forward to it. We're
We are
also
not
including
going
a
to
bonus
hear
with Fighters Pass
the
Volume
end
2.
of.
Last time, it was a Rex costume.
Oh,
But
here's
this
the
time,
leaks of
here's
the
what we
new
have.
Smash character for a long time.
It's a Mii fighter
Ancient
costume
armor.
for Mii sword fighters. The
That's
ancient
actually
soldier
really
gear from The Legend
cool.
of Zelda, Breath of
I
the
really
Wild.
like that. The ancient armor always had
This
a
will
really
not be for
extra,
sale
ridiculous,
individually, so
but
it can
kind of
only be
badass
acquired
look to
as
it.
part of Fighters Pass Volume 2.
I actually really like that.
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game in the world.
Yes.
Personally, I don't know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the world.
Even Sakurai's saying it now.
It seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has surpassed it in total sales.
Even Sakurai's just like, yeah, but is it a fighting game,
However,
though?
I'm not sure if this is accurate. There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game. It's up for discussion. So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is #1.
Hey.
Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game.
Oh
I
my
feel
god.
like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely.
We have 6 more packs.
Also, I
even
feel a
if
deep
even if
attachment
Byleth
to the
is a
5
disappointing one for
DLC
the end of the
fighters.
packs, we have another fucking 6. I feel like in that 6 there's going
The
to be
first
more Nintendo
Fighters
ones.
Pass just wrapped
Because
up.
another 6 parties is a
decided that there
fucking,
would
like
be
another
more
6
DLC.
third party things is a fucking
which means
lot.
no breaks for me.
So I feel like there's going to
I
be
plan to
more.
keep working hard, so I hope you can continue.
There's going to be more
support us.
Nintendo ones in that 6.
それでは以上です
That's
They've
it.
set the precedent
Thank you.
now, so. There is 6 more, so there's still plenty to go, but I definitely think they have to be aware that having this is what they originally said is just being the end of the Fighters pack is, yeah, there's absolutely people who are going to be disappointed. And I would be lying if I said I'm not one of them. I went out of my way to say I don't think there's a choice they could pick that for me would be disappointing. Because I'm excited to see whatever new addition to Smash Brothers they have. But the addition was just another Nintendo character and another fucking Fire Emblem character. Like, he said at the beginning that there was, like, even people in Nintendo would be like, wow, really? That character? And it's just like, wow, another Fire Emblem character. Really? That character? Huh. There is 6 more packs. There's still way more to be excited about, and I'm sure Byleth is going to be fun enough to play. Not exactly all the new mechanics they were talking about in terms of just like, we give the DLC characters all these new ways to play. Byleth seems way more tame compared to the others to play, but hey. Well, that's Fighter Pack 5. We have 6 more, so I will still never shut the fuck up about Dante and Kiryu. So I hope you look forward to that. And until next time, I'm going to go to fuck to sleep after I edit and render and upload this. So, until the next Direct, where hopefully they reveal another character, whatever the fuck a Direct's going to be. This is Version2, signing out.